Hi everybody, this is Gus Galucci and welcome to installment number 3 of Real Estate Restaurants and Recovery. This time we're going to talk about building your team. So now that we're in the right headspace, it's time to begin to build your team. In restaurants, like in real estate, it's a matter of surrounding yourself with the right people who can be an extension of your own personality and philosophy and execute the necessary logistics in a timely manner. Sounds simple enough, right? Hey, after all, we can't be everywhere at once. But we're going to focus on real estate in this video because there are some common elements to it that are not as obvious, but they are common to whatever area of real estate your passions are leading you to. So, no matter if you want to go into property management, residential real estate sales, flipping homes, becoming a landlord, short-term rentals, multi-family buildings, wherever you want to go, your journey is going to begin at the same place. And that's your local Real Estate Investors Association, or REIA for short. Just go visit, say hello, introduce yourself. Now get some cards from Vistaprint first, so it'll cost you about 20 bucks. Find a simple logo. If you want to give your venture a name, go right ahead, but don't overthink it. You're not out opening a coffee shop or anything. You just need a way to stay in touch. A simple graphic, maybe like the roof with the chimney on top, call it XYZ Homes, but you gotta make sure that your name and your title, real estate investor, your phone number, and your email are on there, and then you're good to go. So when you go to these meetings, and you can find them online, there's generally a charge for guests to go in to, might be 10, 20 bucks to go in. But what you're gonna find is they'll probably have a speaker, they'll have sponsors, but they'll have people from all areas of real estate that are there as well. And if it's anything like my experience has been for the most part, they're generally a pretty supportive group. So if you want to buy property cheap and renovate them for people to rent or buy, you're going to need the following people. You ready? 1, real estate agents. Real estate agents are very, very important here, especially those who work with investors. They're going to help you find properties, and when they help you find your properties, they're going to be the ones to sell them after you're done fixing them up. Or they could be the ones that help you find renters when you're done. Wholesalers, it's the second category, okay? Now, wholesalers are people that get properties under contract from a seller, and then they sell them to real estate investors at a premium, and that's how they make their money. When you're dealing with wholesalers, be careful, because a lot of people want to go in and they just want to find properties and then try to sell them to you for a premium, but they don't have them under contract. They got to have skin in the game. They got to have some level of commitment. The experienced ones know this. So if you're working with the wholesaler and they ever present a property to you, first thing you ask them is, do you have it under contract? Because that means that they are committed to making that transaction. Then they can assign that contract to you as an investor, and if you think that the premium is worth it, and we'll get into the analysis of all of that later, then a wholesaler can actually help you find properties. Lenders, these are the people that you buy money from. Their money, think of it as a commodity. It's just like cabinets, flooring, any other parts that you get to make that house complete, whether it's going to be used as a rental or it's going to be used for a flip and a resale. Your lenders are those people that you will be buying the money from. And these folks are generally looking for people with some experience, but as you start working with people in these REIA meetings, you'll start to develop relationships with lenders, and if your experience is anything like mine, shortly after you get started, you might find someone who's in a position where they want to help you out, but their money will not be cheap, and we'll cover that later as well. Title companies, you may think, why do I need to bother with that? Title companies are so important because they direct all the traffic of a deal. They connect the lenders, the agents, the buyers, the sellers. They bring everyone together. You want to make sure you're dealing with a title company that is experienced with working with investors. Very important, otherwise your deals could get all messed up, and you don't want that. People who go to REIA meetings are generally people who are experienced in dealing with investors. So that's a good way to find your target and the right title company for you. Insurance agents. You got to have these properties insured, otherwise you can't buy them. And it just makes sense, right? Insurance, you have insurance on your car, you have insurance on the place that you live in probably. you want to make sure you get an insurance agent. Insurance agents that can cover a property that is going to be vacant or is going to be used with tools where work is going to be done. These are the types of agents that you want to work with. Again, they are insurance agents, but they deal with residential property that is specifically being used for buy and holds or flips. So those are the right agents. And then contractors. You got your carpenters, painters, electricians, plumbers, roofers, HVAC contractors, cement contractors. All of that can be a bit overwhelming. But as you start getting into these rooms, you start finding out, hey, these people kind of know one another. And you start to learn about what they all do. You start collecting those numbers. You will use them at some point. Don't worry about who charges the most and having them all bidding jobs just yet. You're there to network, so make sure that you collect those names and you collect those numbers, and they know who you are. You're a real estate investor, and they know that if they want to do more work, that you're someone that they can get more work with. That's all you have to know for now while you're building your team. But what about property managers, appraisers, inspectors, and all these other investors there? Meet with them. Tell them who you are, a real estate investor. Take a couple of them you really connect with out for breakfast or coffee. You may not need them yet, but chances are they will know some of the people you need right now. So get out there and announce your arrival. And out of this group, you will find someone with experience that you can really connect with, who can become what is an essential individual for any team. That is a mentor. Now, I'm a firm believer in mentorship, and right now coaches from every field, including life itself, is a huge industry. But in real estate, if you are sincere about your goals and you are willing to put into work, that vital mentorship can be free, like right here, or the cost of the occasional meal or cup of coffee. So find someone with experience. If you're honest with them, you can find priceless guidance that can arise from RIA meetings. So, let's review. Get your cards, go to RIA meetings. Real estate agents who work with investors, wholesalers, lenders, title companies, insurance agents, and contractors. So get out there and give it some time. Building a team doesn't happen overnight. And don't worry about being new. Everyone was new at some point. But if you're honest, reliable, and your approach is in earnest, it will show. And from that group, a special individual will arise, a mentor who can help you start to put the pieces together. So get out there, start networking, find that mentor, and you will start to feel your business take off. See you next time.